Watering carnivorous plants requires an understanding of their unique adaptations and natural environments. Unlike conventional houseplants, many carnivorous species, such as Sarracenia, Dionaea, Drosera, and Nepenthes, evolved in nutrient-poor bogs, swamps, or misty forest floors, where moisture is consistent, soil is acidic, and nutrients are scarce. One of the most effective methods to replicate these conditions in cultivation is bottom watering, a technique sometimes called the tray method, reservoir watering, or sub-irrigation, which allows plants to absorb water from below rather than being drenched from above. Bottom watering is not merely a convenience, it closely mimics the natural way many carnivorous plants take up water. Supports root health, reduces the risk of fungal infections on foliage, and promotes the development of robust growth and vibrant traps. At its core, bottom watering involves placing potted carnivorous plants in shallow trays filled with water, allowing the soil or substrate to draw moisture upward through capillary action. The roots absorb this water gradually, maintaining a consistent moisture level throughout the pot. This method differs from top watering, which can sometimes oversaturate the surface, cause compaction of the soil, and disturb delicate root structures. By employing bottom watering, the plant is less likely to experience sudden water stress or uneven moisture distribution, which is particularly important for species sensitive to both overwatering and drought. The first consideration in implementing bottom watering is selecting the right type of container and substrate. Carnivorous plants require acidic, nutrient-poor soils that retain moisture while providing aeration. A typical mix for bog-dwelling species such as Sarracenia and Dionaea consists of sphagnum peat moss combined with coarse sand or perlite in a ratio of 2 parts peat to 1 part sand or perlite. For epiphytic or climbing species like many Nepenthes, a mix of long fiber sphagnum moss, orchid bark, and perlite provides moisture retention and aeration while preventing root rot. The pot itself should allow for drainage while holding enough substrate to support upward water movement. Plastic or glazed ceramic pots are ideal because they retain moisture, whereas unglazed clay pots may lose water too quickly through evaporation. The depth of the substrate should be sufficient to allow the roots to explore and absorb moisture evenly, typically ranging from 10 to 20 centimeters, depending on the size of the plant. Once the proper container and substrate are in place, the tray or reservoir can be prepared. The tray should be shallow, wide enough to accommodate the pot, and capable of holding a consistent layer of water, usually 1 to 2 centimeters deep for most temperate species and slightly deeper for larger or more thirst-prone species. It is important to ensure the tray is clean, free from debris, and made of a material that does not leach chemicals into the water. The water itself must be of high quality. Distilled water, reverse osmosis water, or rainwater is strongly recommended. Tap water may contain minerals such as calcium, magnesium, and chlorine, which accumulate over time in the soil and can harm sensitive carnivorous plants. The tray should be filled to the appropriate level, ensuring the pot is partially submerged but not floating. Capillary action will draw the water into the substrate gradually, providing a consistent moisture environment for the roots to absorb. The benefits of bottom watering extend beyond maintaining soil moisture. By keeping water off the leaves and traps, the risk of fungal infections and rot is significantly reduced. Many carnivorous plants, including Sarracenia, Dionaea, and Drosera, are prone to fungal pathogens when water sits on the foliage or traps for prolonged periods. Bottom watering ensures that water reaches the roots directly while the aerial parts remain dry, promoting plant health and reducing the need for fungicides or chemical interventions. Additionally, this method encourages roots to grow downward in search of moisture, resulting in a more robust and stable root system capable of supporting vigorous growth and trap production. When practicing bottom watering, it is essential to monitor the water level regularly. As the substrate absorbs water, the tray may dry out over several days, particularly during warm, sunny conditions. Refill the tray as needed to maintain consistent moisture, but avoid creating standing water that could stagnate and encourage mosquito breeding or algae growth. During dormancy periods, particularly for temperate species like Sarracenia and Dionaea, the water level should be reduced, allowing the substrate to remain slightly moist but preventing excess moisture that could lead to rhizome rot. Monitoring both the plant and the soil is critical. Signs of wilting, shriveled traps, or slow growth indicate insufficient moisture, while yellowing leaves or foul odor suggest overwatering or poor drainage. Bottom watering is especially beneficial in greenhouse or indoor cultivation, where humidity levels may fluctuate and airflow may be limited. Maintaining high humidity can be challenging, but the tray method allows plants to access consistent moisture even when ambient conditions are dry. The combination of moist substrate and gentle ambient humidity helps prevent desiccation of delicate traps, supports proper digestion of captured prey, and encourages the formation of vibrant, colorful pitchers or leaves. For indoor growers using artificial light, bottom watering reduces splashing and the risk of water droplets on foliage, which can refract intense light and cause leaf burn. Different carnivorous species have varying preferences for bottom watering. Sarracenia and Dionaea, being temperate bog species, thrive with a tray that maintains 1 to 2 centimeters of water during the growing season, gradually reduced during winter dormancy. Drosera species, depending on their native habitat, often benefit from a similar setup, though highland or subtropical sundews may require more moderate water levels to prevent root rot. Nepenthes, particularly lowland species, can tolerate deeper water trays for brief periods, but care must be taken to avoid waterlogging the delicate aerial roots. Observing the specific needs of each species and adjusting the tray depth and frequency of water replenishment is crucial for success. The mechanics of capillary action, which underpin bottom watering, are simple yet elegant. As the substrate at the base of the pot absorbs water from the tray, moisture rises through the medium, reaching roots that are actively growing and seeking hydration. This slow, steady absorption allows roots to maintain turgor, supports nutrient uptake, and encourages the plant to allocate energy toward trap and leaf production rather than stress responses. In contrast, top watering can sometimes oversaturate the surface while leaving deeper roots dry, creating uneven hydration and stress. Bottom watering ensures a gradual, even distribution of moisture that closely mimics the natural flow of water in bogs and wetlands. Implementing bottom watering also allows for creative cultivation techniques. Growers can combine the tray system with humidity control, greenhouse benches, or terrariums to simulate specific microclimates. By controlling water levels and monitoring substrate moisture, it is possible to induce optimal trap formation, support flowering, and even manipulate growth patterns in hybrids or rare species. For example, maintaining slightly higher water levels during the summer months encourages larger, more vibrant pitchers in Sarracenia hybrids, while moderate tray moisture in cooler conditions prevents excessive leaf elongation and promotes compact growth. Troubleshooting common issues with bottom watering requires careful observation and understanding of plant physiology. If the substrate appears saturated but the plant shows signs of dehydration, the substrate may be compacted or poor in capillary properties, necessitating repotting with a more porous mix. Conversely, if water is absorbed too quickly and the soil dries out, adding sphagnum moss or adjusting the tray depth can help maintain consistent moisture. Algae or mold growth in trays can be mitigated by regular cleaning, partial water replacement, and ensuring adequate airflow. Observing the plant's response, such as pitcher color, trap integrity, and leaf turgor, provides immediate feedback on the effectiveness of the watering regimen. Feeding and nutrient management intersect with bottom watering in interesting ways. Since most carnivorous plants are adapted to nutrient-poor soils, fertilizer is usually unnecessary and often harmful. Bottom watering supports passive nutrient absorption without the risk of overfertilization. In cases where supplementary nutrients are desired, extremely diluted carnivorous plant fertilizer or foliar feeding can be applied sparingly, while maintaining consistent tray moisture to facilitate root uptake. This ensures that the plant receives what it needs without overwhelming its natural adaptations or causing chemical burns. Bottom watering also complements seasonal care. During active growth, a full tray with consistent water levels encourages vigorous root and trap development. As plants transition into dormancy, gradually lowering water levels mimics natural conditions, reducing the risk of rhizome rot and energy depletion. By integrating bottom watering with seasonal temperature management, light adjustments, and dormancy protocols, growers can replicate natural cycles with high fidelity, supporting long-term health, vibrant trap coloration, and successful flowering in mature plants. In conclusion, bottom watering is a highly effective, biologically sound method for cultivating carnivorous plants, particularly those adapted to boggy or wetland environments. By providing consistent moisture from below, promoting robust root growth, minimizing leaf wetting, reducing disease risk, and supporting natural growth cycles, this technique allows plants to thrive in cultivation while closely replicating their native habitats. Careful attention to substrate selection, tray depth, water quality, species-specific requirements, and seasonal adjustments ensures optimal results. Bottom watering is not merely a method of hydration, it is a holistic approach that integrates environmental mimicry, plant physiology, and careful observation into a comprehensive strategy for nurturing some of the most extraordinary plants on Earth. Whether for temperate Sarracenia and Dionaea, subtropical Drosera, or climbing Nepenthes, bottom watering remains an indispensable tool for growers seeking healthy, vigorous plants, abundant traps, and a profound connection to the intricate adaptations of carnivorous flora.